What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in. Just a little pregame check-in with you guys. It's Sunday. The early games are just finishing up right now. Thank you for joining me. I am Philly Foothills. Uh, doing a little. I came across an article. Let's see here. It's from the Inquirer by Paul Domowitch. And it's titled "A Hopeless Situation for the Eagles at Lambeau?" with a question mark. So there's some interesting stats from this article. I just wanted to pass on to you guys because I thought they caught my attention. At least some of these, anyways. So last year we did upset the Packers at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers threw for 422 yards, and in the Eagles' 34-27 win over the Packers at Lambeau last year. It was the fourth 400-yard passing game against Jim Schwartz since becoming the Eagles' defensive coordinator in 2016. The Eagles finished 19th in pass defense last year, giving up 241.6 yards per game through the air. This year they are 8th, so they've improved. That has a lot to do with Darius Slay, obviously. Phil Billies definitely does. So we've improved to 8th, and we're giving up 210 yards, 210.7, so almost 211 yards a game. Excuse me. And in their last 7 games, they've held opponents to 175 yards, 175.8 yards, so almost 176 yards passing a game. We've held our opponents to. Last year, when we played the Packers, Aaron Rodgers ran 46 yards for 5 carries against the Eagles, and that was his most rushing yards in a game in quite a while, actually, since 2016 when he ran for 60 against the Colts. Since Nigel Bradham's game-saving end-zone interception last year against the Packers, the Eagles have intercepted just 10 more passes in the last 23 games. Yeah, we got to improve on that. That's a tough one right there. Only 10 interceptions in 23 games? Man. Their 3 picks this season, the Eagles, tied for the fewest in the league with Houston. We only have 3 interceptions this year? Are you kidding me? Wow. That's pretty bad. I didn't even realize that. I thought we had at least 5. Man, yeah, I guess we've definitely been in the wrong side in the turnover ratio. That's for sure this year. Packers wide receiver Adams had 10 catches for 180 yards against the Eagles last year, even though he played just 70% of the Packers' offensive snaps because of a turf toe injury. He left the game for good with about 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter last year. I remember that. He did go out, and that did kind of open the door for us to get that chance of an upset victory in Lambeau. The Eagles gave up 11 100-yard receiving games to wide receivers last year. This year, they've given up just 3. So, we're not getting interceptions, but the pass defense has definitely improved. So, I think a lot of that goes not to Jim Schwartz, but to our defensive back coach, whose name is escaping me right now. I know he came from Atlanta, but so we've given up just 3 plus George Kittle, because he's a tight end. He had a 100-yard receiving game against us, but other than that, we've only gave up one to Tyler Boyd from Cincinnati, Chase Claypool, who tore us up when we played Pittsburgh, and of course just DK Metcalf last week. So definitely we were improving in the secondary, and imagine Eagles fans if we would just invest in some linebackers. Holy cow! Hopefully our new GM, when Howie gets the boot, will actually think about investing in some linebackers, because they affect pass defense dramatically, especially with the tight end category. Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers has only thrown 12 red zone interceptions in his whole career, including one against the Eagles in 940 red zone pass attempts. Wow. Hats off to Aaron Rodgers. That's pretty freaking good, man. Only 12 interceptions and 940 red zone attempts. Red zone pass attempts. No wonder my wife's so in love with that guy. That's a story for another day, though. Phil Billies. Yes, my wife's in love with... She's a secret Packers fan. Let's see here. What else did I see on this article that caught my attention? The Eagles did not have a turnover in their win over the Packers last year. In the 23 games since then, they've had just 4 0-turnover games. That's why we're 22-1 since the Super Bowl. Because that's a big part of it right there. Only 4 0-turnovers in the last 23 games. The Eagles had 33 rushing attempts for 176 yards against the Packers last year. That we need to repeat. And if it takes Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders to do it like they did last year, then so be it. Because it was one of 8 games in which they ran the ball 30 or more times last season. This season they've had 30-plus carries only once in their Week 3 tie against the Bengals. Carson Wentz, and that last part goes to show you the lack of commitment to the run game by Doug Peterson, because we've gotten down a lot, and he hits the panic button, and he thinks he has to pass it, 75% of the time. So, and even higher sometimes. It's disgusting. Carson Wentz had 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions in the win over the Packers last year. He has thrown 3 or more TD passes and no interceptions 8 times in his career. The Eagles are 8-0 in those games. No coincidence. Wentz has been sacked a league high, Phil Billies, 46 times already this season. Wasn't sacked in the Packers' win last year. His snap to release average in that game, according to PFF, which is Pro Football Focus, was 2.31 seconds. His snap to release average last year, 2.56 seconds. His average this year, 2.7. He's holding the ball too long. Rodgers, who completed 34 of 53 passes in that game last year, had a 2.48 second snap to release average against the Eagles last year. His 2019 average was 2.74. In his second year in Matt LaFleur's offense, it's dropped to 2.5. So Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out pretty quick. 2.5 seconds average, that's pretty good. The Eagles used 12 and 13 personnel on 29 of 60 snaps, 48, which is 48.3% against the Packers last year, which leads to this next part of this article is run the damn ball, it says. The Eagles ran the ball just 14 times in last week's loss to Seattle. Not going to cut it, Doug. That's not going to cut it. Miles Sanders is a beast. He's an all-star in the waiting. You got to give him the damn ball, though. Come on! It was their fewest rushing attempts in a game, that 14 against Seattle last week, since the infamous 48-7 loss of the Saints in 2018 when they had just 12 carries. It was the fourth time this season that they've had fewer than 20 carries in a game. You got to give Miles the ball. Miles Sanders alone needs 20 plus carries. That would make that would just have to be mandatory. I don't care if we get down 10, 13, 14 points. The Eagles threw the ball on 20 of their 24 first down plays against Seattle. The Eagles have run the ball on just 41.6% of their first down plays this season. Their plus 54 pass play to run play differential on first down is the third highest in the NFL, behind only the Bills and the Bears. And the Bills don't run it because their running games, their offensive line isn't that great as far as opening up holes for the run game. So that's why the Bills throw it more. I mean, what's our excuse? I don't know. You let me know, Hillbillies, in the comments what you guys think about these stats, about about all this, about your thoughts about what's going to happen in this game coming up here. I appreciate you joining me. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe button down below, and let me know in the comments what you think. And I appreciate all you guys' feedback. You guys tuning in. This next part says reluctance to run. The Eagles are third in the league in rush average, but their 35.1 run play percentage is the lowest since Doug Peterson became coach. Will that change Sunday against the Packers, a team they ran the ball 33 times on last year? I don't know. I hope so. It better, if we want any chance of winning. I mean, if we don't want to win, then I guess we're just trying to improve our draft position, but I don't know. I would like to upset one of these teams. I mean, we hung in there with Seattle. It wasn't pretty. I actually think for an upset of a team that's probably going to the playoffs is next week against New Orleans, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see I don't know, Drew Brees might be back, possibly. They're saying he's healing faster than they thought, but I don't know, we'll see. This next part says the Eagles are averaging just 23.2 rushing attempts per game this season. That's the fourth fewest in the league. Their 35.1 run play percentage is the lowest in the league. They only run the ball 35, so that means they only run the ball 35.1% of the time. That's terrible. Rereading this is making me even more upset. The Eagles had just 4 rushing first downs against the Seahawks. Carson Wentz had 3 of them, and Miles Sanders had the other. Sanders had a team high 30 rushing. Sanders has a team high 30 rushing first downs on 108 carries, but Wentz is second with 23 on 49 carries. Wentz's 23 rushing first downs are the 5th most in the league among quarterbacks, behind only the Cardinals' Kyler Murray, the Patriots' Cam Newton, the Bills' Josh Allen, and the Ravens' Lamar Jackson. Sanders and Jordan Howard combined for 159 rushing yards against the Packers last year. 99 of those 159 yards came with the 12 and 13 personnel groupings on the field. So hopefully we lean that way more this year too. And I don't, even if it's just Miles and Boston Scott, if Jordan Howard's not up to speed with the playbook or things like that, or he's not maybe totally in game shape, I don't know, but That's how we're gonna get it done. Is on the ground. We have to take the pressure off of Wentz and this offensive line as far as pass protecting. So let them let them go forward instead of trying to drop back and pass protect so much. Let the offensive line try to attack and knock the defensive line backwards and open up some run lanes. That's what we need to focus on this game if we want any chance of winning. In my eyes, in my view, anyway. Let me know if you guys disagree, what you guys think. I'd appreciate the feedback. The Eagles are 20th in rushing with 116.5 yards per game, but third in rush average at only 5 yards per carry. They finished 11th in rushing last year, even though they averaged only 4.7 more yards per game than this year. The Eagles have 10 rushing touchdowns this season, 5 of them by Wentz. Wentz had just 3 rushing touchdowns in his first 4 seasons. Sanders is averaging 5.6 yards per carry, but just 3.7 in the last 2 games. He averaged 11.2 rushing attempts per game as a rookie. So far this year, he's averaging only 13.5. It's not enough. It's not enough. He's got to get the ball more. The Packers are 25th in opponents' rush average at 4.6. In their last 3 games, they've given up 4.9 yards per carry. We've got to attack that rushing defense of the Packers today, Eagles fans. My Philbillies out there, I appreciate all you who have already liked and subscribed. I call you, I've self-cloned you guys, giving you that acronym of the Philbillies. I think that's kind of catchy, so I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Yeah, this article is pretty lengthy, so I'm going to keep going here because I think there's some good information on here. Defending A-Rod. The Eagles are tied for second in the league in sacks with 36, but it won't be easy adding to that total today. Rodgers has been sacked just 11 times in 392 pass plays. He has the 3rd lowest sack percentage in the league at 2.8, behind only Big Ben at 2.3 and Phillip Rivers over there in Indy at 2.5. So Brandon Graham's quest for his first double-digit sack season is stuck on 7. He hasn't had a sack in the last 3 games and has just 9 of the team's 47 total pressures in those last 3 games as well. So he's starting to tail off a little bit, but man, he was hot earlier this year. Brandon Graham's he's definitely been a shining star for us this year. Rodgers, who is first in the NFL in passing, 117.6, and third in third down passing at 114.7, has produced 48 first downs on 101 third down pass attempts at a 47.5% clip. So it says the next part says that the A-Rod challenge. Aaron Rodgers leads the league with 33 touchdown passes and has thrown just 4 interceptions. His 29 TD passes to interception, his plus 29 TD pass to interceptions differential is the best in the league. That's pretty damn good. And this next part says, while Devontae Adams is Rodgers' go-to receiver, he has 74 receptions and a career-high 74.7 catch rate. The Eagles can't afford to fall asleep on tight end Robert Tonyan. Tonyan is the second on the Packers in catches with 37, including 7 for touchdowns. 6 of the 14 touchdown passes the Eagles have given up have been to tight ends. So we need to give Tonyan some focus today, definitely. But they haven't given up any in the last 5 games. Opposing tight ends have averaged just 8.1 yards per catch against them in the last 5 games. So we're definitely improving in that area. That's good. Jim Schwartz has blitzed on just 6 of 58 pass plays at only 10.3% in the last 2 games. Sunday figures to be no different. In last year's Week 4 win over the Packers, Schwartz sent extra rushers after Rodgers on just 6 of 54 pass plays. Rodgers was 4 of 6 for 143 yards and a touchdown when the Eagles blitzed him. So he was definitely not affected that much by the blitz. He was actually pretty effective against the blitz. 4 for 6 for 143 and a touch. Yeah, they definitely needed to be figuring out some other way to get to him. And then this other part just says some other stuff. So I'm gonna read this last part here. The Wentz has been sacked 11 times in the last 2 games. 7 of them have been on third down. The Eagles were 0 for 3 on fourth down against Seattle. For the season, they've converted just 7 of 22 fourth down tries. Their 31.8 fourth down success rate is the 4th worst in the league, ahead of only the Jets, Jaguars, and the Broncos. The Eagles have a minus 5.8 yard average drive start differential this season. That's the worst in Doug Peterson's 5 seasons as head coach. The Eagles have started at their own 40 or better on just 15 of 130 drives. Opponents 37 of 136. So have started on the 40 or better. Opponents 37 of 136. Yeah, that's not good. The Eagles have scored just 33 points on their first and second possessions in the first 11 games. Opponents have scored 52. Holy shit. Wentz attempted 6 passes of 20 yards or more against the Seahawks. He completed just 1. The Hail Mary touchdown pass to Richard Rodgers, which with 12 seconds left. Wentz is 18 for 53 on 20-plus yard throws with 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Yeah, so that's the article that really caught my attention. Again, shout out to the Inquirer for this article. I thought it was really well done. It was posted yesterday morning by Paul Domowich of the Inquirer. So shout out to him. It's a really good article. So let me know what you think, Philbillies. I hope you guys enjoyed that information as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So until next time, I'm going to go watch some football now and watch these rest of these games and see how this football weekend pans out. Anyways, until next time, actually I might do a video post game, so keep an eye out for that. But until next time, stay mean, stay green, and thanks for viewing me on your screen. Peace!